Holy shnikes, we just made a fortune in the stock market today. Today is arguably one of the best days I've ever had. I mean, we had 3 of our 5 stocks be absolute winners. Now for the day, all 5 finished in the green. And if you look here, you can see that we had 2 small winners. We had Corsair Gaming up 1.8%, Tattooed Chef up 1.9%. But the other 3, including our largest position in the portfolio, Chewy Stock, went up almost 8%. Irobot just reported their earnings, almost a double-digit move, and then also our smallest position, CleanSpark, finished up 13%. So I'm going to go over how my portfolio finished in this video, and I'm going to show you what this looks like moving forward and how this portrays to my annual and monthly goals that I show on this channel every single month. If you haven't checked it out down below, check out all the stuff in the description, including getting signed up with $50 to M1 Finance, free stocks with Robinhood, 4 free stocks with Webull, Yada savings accounts, my PayPal, Cash App, earn extra money on your smartphone, and get signed up with some of the top credit cards out there. But thank you guys so much for watching. Like and subscribe to the video if you haven't already, if you enjoy this content, and let's jump straight into it. Well, on the day, my portfolio is up $2,214, and it actually doesn't count the option settlement. So actually when you factor that in, it's actually about $2,300. But nonetheless, you can see that my portfolio is up 6.64% on the day. And it seems like for the month of October, we are going to finish out very strong. But I want to see how this looks going to my portfolio goals. Those of you that haven't followed along, our goal is to get to $1 million in assets under management by the time I hit my 40th birthday. February 5th is my birthday, and by next year, we have to have $35,250 from a combination of my deposits and stock gains. And as of today, we already broke that goal, months ahead of schedule, and this doesn't even factor in the deposits that I'm gonna have in that time. Now my stocks could very well go down in that time, so we're not gonna celebrate yet. We'll see where we're at on February 5th, but we're off to a fantastic start. If we scroll down and look at month over month goals, you can see that right now it's the end of October. November 1st is coming up very soon. Our goal is to be at 32,000 to hit our target month over month to get to that annual goal on February 5th at 35,250. The November goal is 32,000, and like I said, we're far over that right now. And I want to show all the stocks today and why they had such big moves up, and just talk about why all these stocks had incredible moves up, because 3 of the 5 were up 7, 8, 10, 13% for some of them. So let's go ahead and get with the smallest gainer, and that is Chewy Stock. Chewy, you can see, originally opened up at about $67 a share and then skyrocketed at one point, hitting over 10% up on the day through its upward spike, and finished out on the day up 7.94%. Now if we look at the news on this stock, you can see that the reason why it shot up so much, it says that Chewy shares gain after reported Motley Fool recommendation. And I just noticed they actually just said Motley Food. That's kind of funny. But anyways, the Motley Fool came up with a recommendation. Not to mention, if we look at the daily candlesticks and look over the last year, you can see that this company has been beaten down like a dog going back since February during the peak of $120. It is downtrended and downtrended. And we bought our shares at an average price of $71.59 because we bought our original shares. We go to our purchase history here. The first shares were bought at about 80 bucks. $79.94 to be exact. And then just the other day, so what was that, 15 days ago, we bought at $63.24. We doubled down our position, got an average price of $71.59. And so now, looking at this chart, looking at the day chart, it finished out at $72.63. At $72.63, we are now finally up on our investment by about 1% or 2. Let's see, actually going back to Fidelity, what are we up on it? We're up 1.45%, and that is the equivalent to about $208. We also have some covered calls in this position, so we'll be holding it for at least next month and a half, and I anticipate on holding Chewy for probably years into the future if they don't get called away from these covered calls. Next up, we have the second best performer on the day, and that is Irobot. Now, I'm going to make a dedicated video to Irobot earnings, so before we think that we're going to dive in deep to all the earnings call and the financials of this company, we're going to save that for another video. But whether you like Irobot's earnings or not, which we'll go over in the next video, I think that we can all agree that Wall Street really liked with what Irobot came out with, because you can see finished up 9.5% on the day. Looking at the candlesticks here, you can see that it just uptrended and uptrended. And the funny thing is it actually was down at the open. Originally when the stock opened, there was actually a lot of selling pressure, and then it just went up and up and up, and it's even at some points reached over 10% green on the day, finished at $84.74, peaked at $85.23. And so Irobot It had pretty decent earnings. I'll be going over once again in the next video. I didn't love it. I didn't hate with what they came in. I think that the profitability was really good for this quarter, but we're gonna see some pain next quarter. And I really like the overall story. I wanna talk about where this company's going in terms of their Irobot Select service, because that was one of my main catalysts for owning the stock. But anyways, I think the Irobot Select service is growing great. For whatever reason, whether it was the earnings or the revenue growth or the Select service or whatever it was, maybe it was a comment that the CEO said, the Wall Street investors love the earnings call, and it sent it up almost 10% up on the day. And now, due to the 100 shares that I bought at $80 a share even, I am now up $474, or about 6% on this stock since owning it when I bought it originally back in August of 2021. Now, looking at the best performer on the day, let's go ahead and first, before we talk about the day, let's look at the week. The week we're up 11.51%. The month, 59.89%, almost 60% for the month. And this stock has absolutely revived my portfolio. This is one of the main reasons why my portfolio has shot up so much dramatically. Looking at the last trading day of September, it was $11.59. And since that time, it's went up almost exactly $8 a share. And if you take 8 times 400, which 400 is the number of shares that I own, that's $3,200. And so almost $3,000 worth of this upwards movement this month has come from my smallest position, which is CleanSpark. I have almost triple the amount of money invested into Chewy Stock and into Corsair Gaming. And while CleanSpark is one of my smallest positions, so far it has by far been my best performer. As of today's close, it finished up 13.08%, and it is up now 48.75%. And in terms of news of this company, if you go to the recent news, you look at the day and there's really no news whatsoever. And the funny thing is, this company is finally coming back at its revival from the Bitcoin surge in price. If we look at the year-over-year chart, if we look at the daily candlesticks for CleanSpark, you can see that's not even near its all-time high. I have covered calls at strikes at $30 a share. If it goes up to 30 by January, I will be selling. I think that that would be an incredible share price. I don't know if it'll get there. That would be ridiculous. That would be over a double up in less than 6 months of investing. And I do not want to sell this company whatsoever, but if it were to get that ridiculously high, that ridiculously fast, that would put me so far ahead of my annual targets and so far ahead of my annual goals in terms of this yearly investing chart. In order to get to my goal of $35,250, if I could take that much in profit by January, I would be so far ahead of my goal that I would just have to take my profits and walk away. But anyways, guys, those are the 3 stocks that had incredible runs for all their own reasons. Basically, for Chewy Stock, we had a Motley Fool recommendation mixed with some levels of oversold. And then for Irobot, we had what Wall Street considered to be fantastic earnings. I'll be going over that in the next video. And then last but not least, we had CleanSpark, which is finally seeing a revival in share price and a massive movement and momentum from the revival of Bitcoin and its Bitcoin mining operations. And overall, I'm really excited for owning all of these companies. And with the exception of CleanSpark, if it does get to that $30 a share, I really don't plan on selling most of these stocks really anytime soon, especially for Chewy. Chewy is one that I plan on being a long-term hold unless the stock were to just skyrocket or I'm forced to sell from a covered call. But other than that, I'm going to be holding these stocks for the long term. If you like the video, go ahead and check it out. Get signed up with M1 Finance, up to $50 for getting signed up with that. Like to generate options income with Robinhood, you can sign up there. 4 free stocks with Webull, you got a savings account, my PayPal, my Cash App, swag bucks, get signed up with credit cards, all that great stuff. Guys, today was a great day. I really enjoy investing in the stock market because of days like today. You might be able to see in the corner at the tip of my finger, I have my green light strip right here because on green days like this, I have to turn on the green lights. But thank you guys for watching. I'll catch you guys next time.